Happy family on today's new episode of the Bold and Beautiful once again. In regards to the whole Taylor Ridge Brooks situation, yeah, they was one big happy family, y'all. Excuse me. They was one big happy family. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chester for the Bold and Beautiful October 10, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What did y'all think? Did nothing happen, so I don't know. Did nothing happen. I said they should have left it as a cliffhanger. I mean, technically it was a cliffhanger because, she got the results, but she didn't actually tell the results. I was like, I don't know, y'all. I can't tell. I feel like Luna is pregnant with his child, but then a lot of people been saying they think that it's a false positive, or whatever. So I was like, that could have been interesting too if it was false positive. Excuse me, because she thinks she got it made. She on today's episode talking about so she finna go to the pool. I said, see there, they talking about we finna do the paternity test. That's all y'all got to say to this lunatic. That's all y'all got to say to her. Talking about so she finna go to the pool. I said, see, she already starting. If she is pregnant with his child, oh, she finna milk this like it ain't nothing. But Ridge saying how after the paternity test, she going back to jail. I was like, okay, but what if she actually is Will's child? You still gonna do it? I said, you need to. Somebody need to. But yeah, didn't nothing happen on today's episode. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna let you right now. I'm gonna let you know right now. Did nothing happen. Electra was on the beginning of the episode talking to Will. She was freaked out by the fact that Luna could be possibly pregnant with Will's child. They was just talking about that. They end up getting word that it's time to take the test, so that's when they end up leaving and coming to Bill's house. Luna and I think Katie and Bill was sitting on the couch or whatever, and she came down. She had on a little shorts and everything. So she just got. I think she had a bag if I'm not mistaken. I said, now where she get all this stuff from? I said, now where she get that from? The last time she was there. But yeah, she was like, you here? So I'm gonna let you know that I'm gonna get ready to go to the pool. Me and the baby need vitamin C, telling her she not going nowhere because it's time to take the paternity test. It's happening today, and they gonna use somebody they trust. And she was like, she ain't gonna do nothing because she telling the truth that she's pregnant with Will's baby and stuff like that. So they end up getting Bridget to do it, y'all. They end up getting Bridget at the house. Ridge ends up talking to Brooke, saying that once the test is done, Luna going back to prison. I think at that point Bridget was still at the house. Bridget was still there or whatever. They was just talking about the fact that Katie and them asked her to be the one to conduct the test or whatever. So they was talking about that, and he was like, once the test is done, it's hot than a bug in here, y'all. Once the test is done, Luna going back to prison. And I said, we'll see about that, because so far, neither one of y'all had done Dilly Freaking Squat. Finn was still struggling about the whole whether or not to tell Stephanie that Luna is alive. Him and Taylor was talking about that. That's when Ridge ends up calling. Hold on, wait. Let me make sure. I don't think I wrote that part down. Let me write it down real fast before I forget. Let me write it down right fast. Like I said, Finn was still struggling about whether or not to tell Steffi that Luna's alive. But Taylor was saying how, she's struggling too because she don't know what to do. Ridge ends up saying that the only reason why Bill sees what he did is wrong is because Will is involved. And I've been studying saying that all week long. I've been studying saying that. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he sees what's really going on. Because she already had murdered 2 people. Now that his boy has been affected, it's a different story. Let's see, what else? Let's see, what he did is because Will involved. Bridget ends up showing up to the house to give the test, and Luna was seeming confident or whatever. She was like, she ready to take the test and stuff. She wanted to know what the holdup was. That's when they end up saying that they waiting on Will. That's when he ends up showing up. Bridget ends up, I think she took some blood from Luna. She explained the process, so I'm assuming they actually do it that way. I don't know how it worked, y'all, but I'm assuming they actually do it like that. They said something about whatever in her blood is going to signify, it's going to say, whether or not his DNA matches to the sperm that's inside of her. I don't think they said that, but I don't think they said it like that, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know how it worked. But yeah, so like I said, they got blood from her. They swabbed his mouth or whatever. I still don't know. I'm trying to figure out how that worked for real. I thought, didn't one of them, when the whole Steffi situation had happened, did they do the same thing with Steffi, or did they take some blood from them? But yeah, they ended up swabbing his mouth. They was all going back and forth. First, Will was reminding Luna in front of Electra that, I meant what I said, regardless of if I'm the father or not. I'll never be with you. I love a lecture. I'm gonna be with a lecturer. So then Luna was like, that's what you say now. Wait until you find out that I actually am carrying your child. And then lecturer started telling her about herself too. Didn't you just hear him? He just told you y'all would never be together. I said, I think a lecturer gonna be highly upset if he actually is the father of her baby. Now, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen if she actually, gonna be pregnant with his child. So far, I'm assuming that she is the way she been acting. But at the same time, you never know with her. You never know with her. She do. It was certain moments where it looked like she was worried. It was definitely certain moments where it looked like she was worried, but I don't know, y'all. But yeah, Rich ends up saying he gotta tell Taylor or whatever. I said, you just want to call her. You just want to call her. But yeah, he ends up calling her, tells her about the test that they finna get ready to conduct the test. I'm assuming because they waiting to decide if they finna tell Steffi everything. That's what I'm assuming or whatever. So she was like, okay, should we just come over there? He like, yeah, come on over to Brooke house. I said, I thought that was y'all house. And you don't just invite nobody over to nobody's house, especially when they been into it and stuff. But, they got to fake like they want to be happy family. They got to fake like they want to be happy family. So next time they show them, they just chilling on the couch and stuff, just talking about everything that happened. The fact that Luna took advantage of Will and Taylor over here offered her services to him if he want to talk about what happened and everything. And I said, look at him. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow the weekend. Next week, they'll be back into it. Next week, they'll be back into it. But yeah, they was talking about that, talking about what she did is wrong. Finn ends up apologizing for his mama Lee's actions and stuff like that. I don't think, do he know that Sheila was involved yet? I mean, it don't make a difference because he still feel how he feel. You could tell. But he ends up apologizing for Lee's actions or whatever and just explaining, she's still a good doctor. She's a good doctor or whatever, but, I apologize for what she did in regards to Luna and everything. And they was talking about that. And Red's still saying how, she going back to jail. But yeah, they all agree that they want to make sure that Luna's locked up before they tell Steffi. So that's the decision, y'all. They want to make sure she's locked up before she tells Steffi. But I don't know how that gonna work because if she pregnant, they ain't gonna let her get arrested. They ain't gonna let her get arrested. He just gonna get her pardoned again. I don't know, y'all. We'll see. I don't know if you get somebody pardoned 2 times or not, but we'll see. But I know for a fact they said that Steffi coming back soon. I know for a fact they said she already been filming and stuff. But yeah, they agree that they want to make sure that Luna's locked up before they actually contact Steffi to let her know to come back home, or they actually tell her that Luna's alive. What else? I already said Will reminds Luna that he don't want her. Bill was standing up there guarding Luna. She was like, what is it or whatever. He was like, you tricked me before and I was right there, so I want to make sure you don't do anything. And she was like, there's no reason for me to do anything this time because I know for a fact that Will's the father. He's the only one. Instead of saying, basically she's so sure that he's the father. But it was certain moments, like I said before, where it looked like she was worried. So far, what I've seen, hold on. So far, what I've seen is one, she's not going to be pregnant at all, that it's going to be a false positive. But she had more than one positive test, right? I don't know how that worked, but they saying that she's not actually pregnant. The second thing is that they saying that it's Remy's. The third thing is people actually agreeing that Will is the father. And the fourth thing is that they think she's going to miscarry. I've been saying I think she's going to miscarry too. I think because she been too sure. She over here talking about going to the pool. She got her feet kicked up, reading books, magazines, and all this other stuff. She just so sure. She just so sure. She done came up with a game plan, and so far it's working. She told my son she want to get married. They going to provide a healthy family, a stable home. That means that she ain't said stable homes in plural. She said stable home, meaning she trying to play house. She trying to play house or whatever. I said, we been that far for it. Now, before this, y'all know what I always said. Before this whole situation happened and she shot Liam and the Steffi situation and the Hayes situation, I was saying that he wanted her, that Will wanted her. I was saying that he wanted her because it looked like he was entertaining her too long. Y'all ain't got to entertain nobody for longer than you had to. High and by, that's what it's supposed to be. But no, everybody got to do too much too fast. I ain't said that right. I said too much too fast. Where am I going with this? I don't know. But that's it. Let me make sure. Yeah. I was like, do you have to stand up there and do inappropriate stuff and talk to her? No. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how far this storyline goes. But that's it, y'all. I haven't seen no spoilers, but I'll let y'all know. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day, a great weekend, and be safe.